The most common negative pattern starts with one person complaining, criticizing, becoming very angry, and the other person defending, distancing, and stonewalling. One starts pushing, the other starts backing off. The more one backs off, the more the other pushes. And they get caught in this dreadful cycle. And then the cycle gets its own momentum, and before you know what's happening, you start to think of the other person as dangerous, as an enemy, as you start to physiologically respond to them as they're dangerous. And then you don't understand what's happening. If you can't tune into your emotions and understand what is it that you need and send clear emotional signals to each other, and most of us can't do that unless we have seen it done in our families or in our professional lives, and we have experienced it before. If you can't do that, the chances are you're going to either freeze up, because that's what we do when we get scared, we freeze up, or we're going to go into the mode of flight, leave the company, or fight. People don't quit over differences. Differences are about topics. Topics don't define your relationship. Significant fights that define your relationship are always and only about one question, the attachment boundary question. Are you there for me? Do I matter? Are you accessible to me? Can I reach you? Will you hear when I call? The time when you are stressed, can you still respond to people's emails? Can you just tell them, I got your email, give me 24 hours or give me a couple of days to think about it? When you're stressed at that moment, are you accessible to me? Can I reach you? Are you emotionally responsive to me? Do you get my concern? Do you get my pain? If I look in your face, can I see that my emotions impact you? Are you engaged with me? Would you come and help me to do my job effectively even though you don't agree with me or even though you're feeling stressed? Are you engaged with me? All the relationship distress from an attachment point of view result from a no or a maybe answer to that question. The board team dynamics process, or BDP as we call it, is the only approach that is based on this new science of emotional connection. Everything that we do when we work with a board or with a team, we create bonding moments so board members and team members can feel that the answer to that question is yes. And I say feel because it's not a coaching session, it's not a top-down approach. We don't give insights. Einstein said, all knowledge is experience, everything else is just information. And that information is not enough for board and team members to reconnect with each other, to change their negative pattern. You have to take them through the experience. Hungarian psychologist Frank Alexander said, change occurs through a corrective emotional experience. You have to change the core organizing elements. And the core organizing elements is how you deal with your emotions and how you send clear emotional signals to each other. And how these signals create a pattern that leads you to a secure connection or into painful chronic disconnection. And the process moves from identifying the current pattern of interaction to changing the way people deal with their emotions so they can tune into their emotions, change the emotional signals they send to each other. The interaction becomes more supportive and reassuring to each other so they can move into the positive pattern of interaction. John Bowlby, the father of attachment theory, would say, emotional openness and responsiveness is what creates trust, safety, and secure bonding. So everything that we really do in BDP is moving people in that ability to be emotionally open and responsive. The process is quite systematic. The skills that we use are very specific, and it's a very collaborative process. We don't do something to the board or to the team. We work with them. People teach us about how they interact and what's happening in them. So when you get disconnected and feel panicked or afraid or something happening, you know how to address this emotional disconnection in the most effective, efficient way possible. All the research shows that when you are able to do that, you are stronger as a person. You are more resilient to stress. You learn faster, you pay more attention to the topics and able to focus and be engaged. You're a much more healthier human being, and you're a much more effective leader and team member. When you approach leadership that is based on this new science of emotional connection, you have the most amazing arena for change. We're not just social animals. We are homo vinculum. We are the ones who bond.